This is a demonstration of the Classic EZX from Toontrack. This software is an expansion library that can be used inside of EZDrummer or can also be used with Superior Drummer 2.0. In order to use the Classic library, you must have either one of those softwares installed in your machine, and you would use it by opening up, like I have here, EZDrummer. Then you would select the Classic here. There are actually two different EZXs that are included. There's the Classic that I'm showing you here, and then there's also a different one that's a 4-mic setup. And I'll discuss this in a little bit and let you hear both of them. The Classic EZX is comprised of 3 different drum kits. First, a Yamaha drum kit, then a Noble and Cooley drum set, and then a Craviotto drum set. You can see here, if I use a drop-down menu, you can see the different ones that are included. Some of the drum sets have different kinds of beaters, or drums have different kinds of beaters. So you have a felt beater for the kick drum, plastic, and then they remove the back head from this drum. Then for the snare, you can see the different ones. There's a couple different Ludwigs, Craviotto, and Noble and Cooley included. A couple different hi-hats. The toms, you have the 3 from the different drum sets. Cymbals, a wide variety of cymbals, including splash cymbals and some special effects as well. A couple rides, and some more crashes. I have to say that recently, Toontrack has really upped the notch in the quality of the EZX drum libraries that they have. So there's a lot more drum sets that are included. There are the depth and the number of samples that are included are also improving compared to some of the EZXs that have been released in the past. And the sound quality is also, second to none. These drums were recorded through a Helios console, which is really famous and sounds great with drums. And that's evident in the quality of these samples here. You don't need to do a lot of processing with them or anything like that. These drums right out of the box are going to sit well in your mix, especially if you're kind of going for that vintage kind of sound, maybe from the 60s, 70s. That was very popular. It's kind of a dry sound. There's not huge room going on, but you can mix in the room as well and maybe do things like compress it externally inside of your DAW, if you want to do that. Let me show you how it sounds with the Groove library that's included. So I'll bring up the Classic. You'll hear right away the style of music is definitely going back to like that 70s era of drumming. One thing that's cool is you not only have just a few bar beats, but you also have like this theme that goes on for several bars. Different styles, parts of the song pre-chorus and chorus. Plenty of fills, things like that. You'll see in the mixer here, you have control over both kick in and out microphones, snare, top and bottom, hi-hat, full set of toms, overhead, and then an ambient stereo channel and an ambient mono channel. You have mixer presets that can be loaded, and this can be loaded separate of the drums. You also have just a few different presets, so if you would like to just load a full drum kit, you don't have to go through one by one and change every single one of the instruments. So let me switch over to the Yamaha kit, and you can hear how this sounds. Compared to some other drum libraries or the EZX libraries, the amount of samples that can be loaded at a single time for a drum kit is really good. Even I think that it's almost borderlining the level of detail compared to like the SDX, which is the supposed larger libraries only to be used with Superior Drummer. I'm showing you the library here inside of EZdrummer, and as I mentioned earlier, you can use it inside of Superior Drummer, and you get a little bit more control over the mixer. If that's what you're interested in, you can control the bleed, you can do more routing and things like that. It's not to say it's great inside of EZdrummer, and especially if you don't have Superior Drummer, this library is one that you can pick up, and it's gonna have a really high sound quality, kind of compared to like the stock sounds in EZdrummer that were recorded a while ago with not as much detail. I have to say, with this drum library, the sound quality and the detail is great. So let me play back this drum kit and let you hear how it sounds now. So I've got the Yamaha kit going. So far I've been showing you the Classic EZX. There's also a separate one that it comes as part of the bundle. It's called the Classic 4 mic. The difference is the number of microphones that were used to record the drums. So in the other kit, it's kind of the standard way of miking up the kit. You have microphones for the kick drum, snare, toms, individual toms separately. You have overheads. And I showed you that in the mixer. Now I'll show you the mixer here. You just have kick, snare, kit left, and kit right. And you also have the ambience. Now this is a kind of the vintage way of miking a drum kit. So nowadays, when you have almost an unlimited number of channels that you can use inside of a DAW, you don't have to necessarily worry about the number of mics that you're using for a particular drum kit. However, back in the day when you were recording on tape or things like that, you were limited by the number of tracks that you could use. So a lot of times, engineers would just devote 4 microphones to recording the drum kit. The difference between the 4 mic Classic EZX and the other one, you get, the same sorts of drums and everything. The difference is, by miking it different, you're going to get a completely different feel for the drums. If you really want that vintage sound, not just the vintage drums, but also the vintage mic techniques and things like that, you got to go with the 4 mic. I'll play it back and you can hear it. You control the different parts. Completely changes the feel. Very vintage sounding, very classic sounding, as the name would suggest, of the EZX library. If you play that style of music or want to mix it in, kind of add that flavor to more modern styles of music, I definitely recommend the Classic. The detail and sound quality is awesome for an EZX.